What's up, guys? Wanted to talk about a subject today that I see I see a lot of fighters doing, and I don't know if a lot of people talk about it, but just because you know how to do a technique doesn't mean you don't have to drill it. You need to drill your moves. Floyd Mayweather has been boxing for 40 years and is one of the greatest of all time, and he still throws a jab every practice. I see this a lot more in grappling than striking because there's more moves in jiu-jitsu than there is in striking. At least most schools only teach one style, boxing or Muay Thai, basically. I know at least here in America. Like, I do karate, taekwondo, so I have many different styles and lots of techniques, but for the most part, you're going to run into more techniques on the ground than you are on the feet in most gyms you would be training at. But a lot of fighters think just because they know how to do a butterfly sweep that they don't have to drill it. Guys, you can know how to do a million moves in a row, but martial arts, one thing that martial arts is about is timing. It's about timing, and without the reps, you don't have timing. Muscle memory, you don't want to have to think about this move. You just want your body to go on autopilot and do it for you in a live scenario. So make sure you're drilling the techniques that you're learning. Don't be delusional to think, oh, I already know how to do this, that you don't have to do it, because if your timing is off, you ain't gonna hit it anyway. If you are exhausted and you have to dig deep and you haven't did enough reps for your body to go on autopilot, and you have to really think about it, it's gonna be hard to hit that move, guys. Just make sure Make sure you do the reps. It's that simple. I mean, it goes back to drilling, but don't be delusional to think that if you know techniques, if you know how to throw a jab and a cross, you don't have to drill these things thousands and thousands of reps every year, because you do. It's timing, it's muscle memory, and it's a must in martial arts. So don't want to talk a long time about this subject, but don't be delusional enough to think that because you know the move, you don't have to do the reps. You need to do the reps, guys. And most general rule, I would say, however many reps you think you need to do twice as many. You need to drill. I don't think people understand how much the high level UFC fighter level martial artist actually drills. Like, not hard, strenuous drilling either. It's just slow, broken down technique, detail by detail by detail. I saw Chael Sonnen talking about that with when he first trained with George St. Pierre. He was talking about how George St. Pierre would make sure every last inch of the technique was perfect and his foot was in the right position. But the higher level guy, now he's the GOAT, obviously, he's one of the best, GSP is, but even that same philosophy, you have to do these reps and you have to make sure the technique is good, and you have to just constantly drill the techniques and timing, repeating, repetition over and over and over and over. Don't think because you know the move that you don't have to drill it. And a lot of people, I think, they get bored because they feel like if their coach makes them do the same stuff over and over, that they're not learning anything new. And well, guess what, guys? When you drill a technique long enough, you are learning, because you have a higher level of understanding about that technique than most people. If you do one move 10,000 times, I guarantee you're going to be able to teach that move probably better than almost anybody you know. That even if they hit it in fights, if they haven't did the reps you did, you're going to have a high level of understanding. So you are learning. Don't think, I know it's boring being repetitious, but do the reps. Even on the stuff you already know how to do, make sure you're doing the reps. Grappling especially, because striking you kind of already are forced to do the reps. Grappling, do the reps. And make sure, just because you know the technique, if you can't hit it on a high level person, you don't know it good enough. Or if you can't explain it to someone so that they can understand it. I'm very big into self-help and personal development, and I heard Bob Proctor say this one time. He said, you don't fully understand something unless you can explain it to someone else so that they understand it. So make sure you're doing your drills, repeating the techniques, and that you're doing the reps, even though you think in your mind you know the move, you know it so good. If you can't hit it on a high level person or explain it to somebody, you don't know it as good as you think. So you are learning even by doing stuff you think you already know. So do the reps, guys, and don't think that you don't have to drill the stuff you know, because martial arts is timing and martial arts is muscle memory. All right, if you're looking for a good school as well, Ultimate Guide to Choosing Your Martial Arts School Instructor, my book is out. It'll help you, look for the do's and don'ts and give you a good idea to find a general school. And I always recommend, trying out 3 different schools and seeing the difference in training, and don't fall for any of the sucker shit. Don't fall for any sucker stuff anytime. Don't come in and sign up before you try it out. I would say you should be allowed to do more than a day trial. I would say you should do a couple of days minimum. You should be able to try, at least if they have a striking and a grappling class, you should be able to do both, one of each. So if you're looking for a school, check it out. Your Ultimate Guide to Choosing Your Martial Arts School Instructor, and do the reps and drill, guys.